my questions, but the questions are just to keep. So when they don't say anything, they're like,
so.
And what? So. So, how's your voice?
Oh, how's my voice? Sound okay?
Your voice is okay, and even when you're talking that way.
All right.
Yeah, you still pick up.
Okay.
So, I forgot your last name, Ben.
Maloney.
Maloney. Right, no, that's right. I was making a terrible joke. I was like, my. Ben Maloney. Anyway, so hey, this is Ben Maloney. He's a game developer, local to Cincinnati.
Yep.
And he's brought Bellum to the first Hamilton Game Festival, 2019. We were all just chilling here, so I decided I'd start interviewing people and such. So first off, tell me more about who you are.
My name is Ben Maloney, like you said, from the Cincinnati area. Let's see, I've been making games since I was a little kid, just playing with bits and pieces I found in the scraps. I originally went to school for game design and then decided I hated programming. Switched to biology, and after a couple years of working in a lab, I still wanted to make games and decided to go with tabletop, no programming involved.
I think that's an interesting aspect. I'm a programmer. I did a lot of that too. I'm also attracted to making games, and yet there's a code element in games when you're creating the boundaries for people to play in.
Yeah.
So you wanted to be a programmer because
I didn't want to be a programmer. I wanted to be the designer that told the programmers what to do.
I got you. And so you got into that. You were like,
I can't sit all day in front of a computer typing. No.
All right. So why do you make games?
I make games because that's a very good question. I just love the interaction with people. It makes it much easier to meet new people. For me, at least, being an introvert, it's very easy to connect with people. I like brain teasers and making my brain work as well.
Do you? Is there a monetary incentive? Are you looking to make this for a living? Are you making creations for people to enjoy? Like, is there a deeper? Is there another?
So, starting with Bellum, the original idea was this is a game that I wanted to play, and where did I go? This is a game that I wanted to play. I wanted something that was more like a traditional TCG, but with more of a movement element in it. Looked around, there wasn't anything like it, so make my own game. Monetary incentive, I would like to turn this into a business. If I could go, if that happened, I would not be upset, but it's not something that's, it's more of a pipe dream for that.
What you said that you made some games when you were younger. Do you remember any details of it?
There was a game that sort of inspired this, where we took magic cards and laid them out and made a board with them, and you had I can't remember all the specific rules, but it was moving guys around a board and you play guys and go from one end to the other. Another game I made, it was supposed to be like a video game beat 'em up, moved to a board game. It didn't work out very well, but that was one. I worked on that with a buddy of mine for about a year before we just we gotta scrap everything.
But you worked on it though.
Yeah.
About how old were you then?
That was in high school, so that was 15, 16-ish.
So yeah, the addiction begins early.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It does. So, what types and genres of games do you like the most? It sounds like you're really focused on the card.
I like competitive and strategy games. I like to win. That's one thing I really like.
You're that guy?
I am that guy. What's it, grognard? Is that the old term for it, or is that just wargamer? But yeah, I'm a try-hard. I like to win. I'm the guy in D&D with min-maxing.
Oh, you're that?
Yeah.
Are you a rules lawyer?
Not so much a ruels lawyer.
Right,
No,
but you just really want to max up.
Depends on if the rules are in my favor or not.
You don't want to be.
It occurs to me that I have to be gone probably about 4:30, so I can make that meeting.
Oh, that's fine. You're doing me a favor by being here. So you are, because like I said, there was we were expecting. I wasn't expecting Sunday to be all that super busy, but the fact that you were able to play another game that I want us to play actually is going to be Molecule. But what time is it?
350.
3:50.
I mean, if we have time, I can. It's
If
not
we-
like I have to. I just want to make sure I.
If we have time, we'll do that. But yeah, that's the thing. Right now what I'm doing is I'm going through interviewing different people and recording it.
I'm interrupting you.
But you didn't know? It's okay.
That's what post is for.
That's
Excuse me, what is this game about?
well, a little bit closer, a lot closer. There, yeah, there you go. Oh, now dip in.
Yeah, lean in. You gotta lean in.
Excuse me, what is this game about?
No, you just made it better. So she asked, talk about the game.
What is the game about? Bellum, it's, I like to, excuse me. It's like a TCG meets chess. You have cards, you're trying to move them from, it's not a good one either. From one side of the board to the other, and you have a fortress space, you're trying to destroy the opponent's fortress space.
It's a 2-player game.
It's a 2-player strategy card game.
How long does it normally take?
Half hour to 45 minutes.
All right. And how long has it been in development?
It's been in development for close to 5 years now.
5 years.
Lots of versions. Started out with a much bigger board. There was a hole in the center for a while that you couldn't move through. There's been lots of
changes with that. Right. So are you done?
This is, I think the only thing left are some number changes on some cards.
So some tweaking for that.
But,
graphics?
Graphics are all mostly done. I do have 2 more sets of cards that still need illustrations on.
Speaking about the graphics, tell me about your team. Do you have a team working on this, or is it all you?
My team is mostly just me. I have some tattoo artists from Cincinnati that do the art for me, and there's a couple international people that I found online that are also helping me out. But graphic design, rules, all of that has been me.
Okay. Who's producing this? Like, are you looking for a producer? Is it going to be
So the plan is, I want to do a Kickstarter with it. I've tried once now, got about 70% of what I needed. I'm going to try again in January or February. But my plan is just to kickstart it, and whatever I have, I sell, and then it's done. It's gone.
What is the most interesting aspect?
The most interesting aspect? Do you mean the most unique thing about the game?
I'm leaving that all open.
I don't think it's the most interesting aspect, but from what a lot of people tell me, they love the stockpile system. So rather than in traditional TCG games, you have a dedicated card usually for your resource to pay for things. With this, it is the amount of cards you have in your hand. So if you have a 5-card hand, you have 5 points to spend for that turn. And that creates a dynamic of, do I want to lay everything down now and not have anything to play later, or do I want to hold out and see what my opponent's doing? And a lot of people seem to love that. I think it's very interesting. I think all the interactions and movement positioning are most interesting.
What are there any limitations to your production? What is the next hurdle that you need to get over?
The next hurdle is funding right now. Next hurdle.
Money.
Money is always the hardest part. Makes the world go around. And with that, the biggest hurdle for a Kickstarter is my marketing. Because I know nothing about marketing. I'm a person that hates being advertised to.
Well, you did it once, so you know something about marketing now.
I know a little now, yeah.
Right. That's don't cut yourself off at the knees there. This is going to be a tough one, I think. Well, some people already have it. What do you think is missing from games today, tabletop games, or what do you think, what do you think you're bringing that's not there?
Games today, I feel there is, for me at least, I have trouble finding the types of games that I like. What seems to be popular are really heavy themed games nowadays versus something that is more competitive with a solid rules, how do I explain this? I don't know, if you look at Kickstarter, you'll see a lot of games on there where they don't really explain how to play the game, but it's got a lot of pretty miniatures that come with it. And then you get the game's not that great. I don't want to say it's not any good, but it's not that great, but like I said, it's all about the immersion. I've got all these neat dragon pieces, and this is a really cool dragon that gets me immersed in it. but the rules are kind of sloppy. It doesn't work that great. We kind of make up our own house rules. And that's the thing. I want something that is solid, easy to learn, and competitive.
All right. So I'm closing out the interview. What do you want to say?
What do I want to say? Check me out on Kickstarter next time it's on. January or February is what we're shooting for.
Rewind the tape. How do we get in touch or follow you?
There is www.bellumgame.com, and then I'm also on Twitter at Bellum Card Game and Instagram at Bellum Card Game. And if you want to email me, it's Maloney at bellumgame.com.
With an EY.
With an EY, yes.
Do you have a company name?
It's Van Hammond Games.
Is there a way to follow that?
I don't have a whole lot of things out for that right now. I figured I should get a game out before I actually start promoting the company. Maybe when I have 2 or 3 games, then Van Hammond Games can be a thing.
There's plenty of companies that don't make nothing.
And that's very true. That is very true.
All right, so I'm closing out the interview. What is it that you want to say to?
Keep playing games. Support your local indie games. Yeah. Be cool to each other.
Very Bill and Ted of you. Yeah. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate you taking the time to talk, and I hope this was helpful. I don't know how these will go, but we'll just see.
It was fun.
Bye.
It's very fun.